just to do the research of CURA100 presentations. I'm here in Kissimmee, reporting from Kissimmee from my house, going to the gym, but it's really important for us to have these amazing presentations of today that's gonna be guided and led by Evelin Mateo. Evelin Mateo, it's one of our clinicians, of one of the most important clinicians of our group. She's a psychologist from DR. She's also a mental counselor, and she just finished a certificate on health coaching, one of the most important fields that is being introduced by many of the insurance in the near future. So she's going to be talking today about CURA100, the AI, the impact on immigration and immigrants in the United States, specifically in New York, where she is. So we are very happy that she's going to give this presentation for us. So, and also want to welcome my team together. Today is Cara Mario Zoom from New York City, Alison Nicole Pozo Cervantes from Kissimmee, Florida, and also we have him, our intern from the Manhattan College. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you, Alison Nicole Pozo Cervantes, who's going to introduce also Evelin Fonseca. Take it from there, Evelin.
Hello, everyone. This is the biography of Evelin Mateo. Okay. Evelin Mateo is a highly experienced clinical psychologist with a distinguished career spanning various fields of mental health. She earned her master's degree in clinical psychology from the Autonomous University of Santo Domingo in 1994. She holds the Advanced Certificate in Mental Health Counseling from Manhattan College. Her professional development includes certification in conflict management and domestic violence, family counseling for leaders, couple and sexual therapy, amongst others. She's currently pursuing further experience in cognitive behavioral therapy through ALAMOC and ADTCC. With extensive experience, Evelin has worked as a juvenile court psychologist in Santo Domingo, a school psychologist in San Cristobal, and a family therapist for court-mandated juvenile cases in New York City. She also provides therapy for immigrants minor, a dedicated mental health advocate. Evelin is an active volunteer with Be Positive Digital Psychology, Chaplains, and the Hispanic Association of Health Professionals. She frequently collaborates with Univision 41 in New York and is a guest speaker on community health fairs and wellness program. Currently, she offers clinical services through the International Training and Psychological Therapy Center and Hispanic Mental Health Counseling. Her work focuses on behavior modification, positive parenting, stress management, depression, anxiety, self-esteem, and personal development. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, good morning, everyone. The topic for today is the emotional impact of artificial intelligence on immigrants. Artificial intelligence and immigrant is emotional well-being. We go to discuss about that. We go to start with the definition of the immigrant. Immigrant is a person who moves to a country other than their country or there with the intention of living there permanently or for an extended period. Some key characteristics is the move usually voluntary, so of may also occur under forced condition or persecution or move voluntary. An immigrant is typically setting into a new society and may face legal, cultural, and social adaptation challenge. They may or may not become citizens of the hosts. Core question that as psychology or therapists we can may ask when we facing with an immigrant, how do artificial intelligence tools change immigrants' emotional health? Definition: emotional health. Emotional health refers to a person's ability to understand, manage, and express emotion in balanced way and to cope effectively with life's challenge and relationship. Emotional health people typically cope well with stress and pressure, express feeling clearly and constructively, seek support when needed, make thoughtful decisions without being overwhelmed by emotion. This is some of the challenge that immigrant person feel when they feel in some situation in another country. Advantage versus disadvantage. Definition. Advantage are the possible positive features, benefit, or strength, or something that may useful, effective, or desired. Disadvantages are the negative features, limitation, or drawback of something that may cause harm, difficult, or reduce effectiveness. Now, with the advantage of the eye, what is the advantage of the eye with the immigrant? The immigrant can find. It's look like the hand, the eye with the immigrant, human, and machine. Easier access to services, translation application, legal chatbot, online mental health, and support. Now with the artificial intelligence, the immigrant can get support mental health via Zoom, telehealth in different ways. Even so, through WhatsApp, through different platforms that can be useful for that. With some application that immigrant can use for getting emotional support or getting some support in the community, find job or housing through different driving platforms, staying connected with families through a small tool like a social media video call with automatic subtitle like a Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, different platforms that can keep the family together with the artificial intelligence. With the artificial, the emotional benefit. When the family, the immigrant can be communicate with their family, they feel more supported, less isolated, gain autonomy in navigating a new system, reducing anxiety by having faster information. This is because if the family can communicate like a have video phone call, see the families, each other, it's not like a 20 years before that the people cannot see each other via face-to-face because now through Zoom, like we are doing meeting today, the family can do the same. It's like be a little support with that. With some disadvantage in the artificial intelligence is that the immigrant feel like a risk the digital inclusion, like a lack access to literacy. Not all people have their own internet. They need to move some places for get internet. Like not all people have the ability to get have the job for getting money for pay the phone. Sometimes the people need to use, the immigrant need to use like a phone that was used in your country or somebody lend an old phone and they go close to the library or some point to get internet. And some don't have the ability for put a internet information in the phone or any device they have. This is one lack for people that don't have ability to use platform. A driving bias in job screen or social services. Many people have problems for getting information. What is the social service they can find? If they can provide my information to the eyes. It's like that. Feeling surveilled or categorized by impersonal system. Oh, they got take a picture of me. They are looking me. If I go to that place, they are see what I'm doing, and they go to catch me outside. It's like the people thinking about if I go to get a job. Or if I in the supermarket looking for my job in supermarket or something like that, they go to call eyes, somebody to do something, because now maybe they put a picture. Not all people have the communication, not all people have documentation that everything is not working like that. Emotional challenge. When many people is coming for get a job, the most the people is coming out another country is for better condition, get something different. Sometimes it's not for economy, because I know immigrants that do not travel for economy. They are looking something different. It's not for economy because they are very fine in their country. They are looking something different. It's not for emotional problem in their country. I was working in different community for immigrants that in the border to get family with another country. And believe me, all no people do not travel for problem. And when the people do not feel communicating with their partner, their family, even so, the family they go to catch in their country, they travel, they feel frustration, they feel helpless. Is the system are confusing today. When the people do not get it, like a phone for get communication, get internet, or get assistance, or anything, because it's not only get a food, because food can give you a neighborhood next to you, but feeling in touch with the loved one is something that most important. This is when the emotional challenge is coming very, very frustration in that person. Feeling very overwhelmed, anxiety, fear, and feeling discriminated by algorithmic in the area, feeling dehumanized by cold, autonomy, interaction, but do not feel close to another person. They feel insulated, nobody pay attention to me, nobody go to help me. It's something like that, that feeling immigrant when don't feel support. This is the some challenge that the person do not get it when do not find anything next to that. What is our role as psychology, as mental health, as therapists, as coaching when we are facing with a person immigrant? Is first, develop digital literacy workshop. We need to educate the immigrants what he can do in that country, for example, because immigrant can be in different countries. We are here, but we can find immigrant for service from different countries that is looking help, is looking support. Remember, even so, I'm from Dominican Republic, but in my country there is a lot of immigrants from different parts of different countries. But here we are in the United States, we find more and more immigrants. And we need to prepare the immigrant with workshop. The immigrant is from Turkey, the immigrant is from Mexico, the immigrant is from Venezuela, Mexico, Dominican Republic. You need to be very familiar with the background, know about that, and provide the workshop in their language or something that he can be familiar with. He can make relation with here and their country, and for better understanding and explain how this can work in literacy, the intelligent, artificial, and as today, and how they can use it. Provide cultural sensitive counseling, like I was talking before, no background. Advocate for ethical, inclusive system to know, offer different places where they can find a tool that can be useful for them. The library, there is a lot of places that they go to feel secure, do not feel afraid. Make support, the person feel support, that they can feel support when he feel find a system for be in communication and how to use that tool. Because the people need to write resume. The people need looking for a job. For everything is the computer. If the person don't know that skill, is lack in that skill, is lack with the whole world. Equip the immigrant with emotional coping skill. When you feel anxiety, how you can visualize, take a big breath, do exercise. You know what can help that person. What skill, what coping skill she was using in another situation stressful. You need to equip the person, make a mapping for the person like that. Train professional in literacy, a professional, if we are training in that, we can provide workshop to another professional to talk about that, use the information to share with another professional about the intelligent artificial. Advocate for policy maker, for policies maker, for fair or artificial intelligence design, research immigrant experience with artificial intelligence to guide better practice. It's a lot to do. We need to be in the same page with the person. This is like a mapping that we can have a mapping for when you have the immigrant, when you have the person, if you have the mapping, what you can do is everything, you have the tool, you can figure out here, okay, I need to do this. Let me see in what part my immigrant needs help. Okay, what is the advantage that person have now? Okay, I have my mapping here, my tool that can figure out, I need to make a map with that person. When you have the immigrant in front of you, you need to make a map. What is the advance? What is the disadvantage? What is the tool that person have? You make a big map from that person and you can do a better job. You go to make a map like the person. What is the person that the person has support? What is no support? What the person need? What the person don't need? In that area, the person need more help. You make a focus, you make a red line, or you make an orange lines, you make a green line, and the person don't need support. And you focus and the person need more support. This is about the intelligent artificial is in your house. The most important is how we can use. If we don't know how we can use, we don't have anything in our house. Remember, the artificial intelligence is in our hands. We have the power, but we need how to use. We have some biography where we can find everything and more different about the immigrant that you can educate more and you can share with another professional. And the most important, we are together. We need to be friends, not scared, because we need to be in the same page. The artificial intelligence is not our enemy. It's something that we need to use, very useful all together. And when we know each other, we can lead it better. Is any question?
Woo! Yeah.
I
Fantastic.
have a
Love
question.
it. How good, how clear, and how enthusiastic you presented these presentations about AI, immigrations, and the psychology of us whenever we are, when we leave our country and we come to a different
Yes.
place. And, how can we navigate the difficult situations we happen to us? As you said, some of us does not necessarily come for money, but money is a very important issue. Some of us have come for education, for example, or for following love, or following adventure, or family,
Yes.
because we're forced by family. So, but my question is, how different it is when you came as an immigrant to now, and the technology that you used to use before, and the technology that you use now, that we have access to now.
Very, 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 very different. I have here almost 20 years. And when I come in here, it's only phone. I only communicate via phone. We don't use I remember the beeper. I don't know if you remember that. The phone line with the ring in the home. The cell phone was very limited. And it's not like now. We have now camera. You feel like very communicated because I'm here, but I talk with my mom every day. I see my mom face every day. Even so now it's so useful that you can put a camera in your home and you can see your family. You can see it's not for spy that you can feel each other with your familiar, with your friend. You only need to go to Facebook and say, "Oh, let me see how is everything in my country," because everybody's putting picture. And you say, okay, let me see how many friends I do not see for a long time. Because sometimes people don't have time for call in some minute, but you can say a text, oh, how are you? Or say something when you feel unsupported and you say, oh my God, he say me hi, how you feel? And it's something different that may comfort.
So, how do you see now? Okay, we see the present moment how AI is helping the immigrants and how it was when we came to America. It was very difficult. I remember the public phone. Do you remember there is not any public phone all over the place? They were all gone, and
Street phone.
yeah, we needed to pay for cards. So now we have WhatsApp that we can do international calling, and it's so amazing. The Facebook, everything that we do, we connect with the family and things like that. How do you see the future? How do you think it is going to be? Will the profession of counselor, coaches, psychologists, doctors, lawyers, as Bill Gates says, is going to disappear? What do you think about that if we think in terms of the future?
It's not going to disappear because it's how to use it. We have in our hand. We have the motivation for our client because, for example, I was in the Congress for the ASI on Sunday. We offer some psychology with different therapy with different partners that was over there. We make like a raffle. And one person say, I don't have time. Um, I said with the another person that was in charge, okay, you have Zoom, you have Skyline, and you have WhatsApp. If you can travel, because the person live in Pennsylvania, say, I cannot come into New York for my therapy. I want the therapy, but I cannot come in. I say, okay, it's okay, because if you can use the Zoom, you can see your therapist. It's free. Even so, it's not free. It's a lot of technology that you can use with somebody from another country or another city. Because even so, we are in the same country, but different town is very far away. And you don't need to lose your daughter. You don't need to lose your relationship with somebody that you want. But it's important use moment. If I is need for some medication or some doctor, it's necessary over there. But for some situation, do not go to disappear. It's how to use it, how to go to motivate it, but it's go to keep.
Okay, excellent. I like it. So let's open up the floor let's give it a chance to Cara Marie Usum that is here, Alison Nicole Pozo Cervantes also. Said Jaimera is here, and this is a wonderful presentation by Evelin Fonseca, the psychologist, mental counselor, and coach. Marie Usum, do you have any questions, any comments about Evelin Mateo presentation today?
I do actually. I was blown away, Evelyn. I really enjoyed your presentation. It was interesting. It was thought-provoking. For me, it was a thought, it was something that I overlooked. I didn't consider this, how are immigrant clients in general, how are they impacted by the use of AI? So my question is, as a clinician, for any of the immigrant clients that I have, what step would you recommend to help them? Like, what if I could just do one thing to help each client that's an immigrant, and empower them with AI, what would you recommend?
Repeat again the question,
For any of
please.
my immigrant clients, if I wanted to help them use AI, to empower them, what step could I take if I could just do one thing?
Well, you refer a theory approach.
It doesn't have to be an approach, but just, the use of AI, they're impacted by it. So what could I do as their clinician to help them?
The first is make the intake, because you need to make the intake with a person to see what is the background for that person, what is the percent, because it's the same as another person. Every person has one problem, because if you have the person that is looking you for anxiety,
Right.
but the person is looking for anxiety, but sometimes the person is not going to present their problem in the background. He's an immigrant. And sometimes when we are making the intake with that person, we do not look in the background, the immigrants, the immigrant, and it's something that we need to integrate in the intake. Because where are you from? Okay, I'm from that place. Or how you feel in that country? How you feel with your family related from another country? It's some question that we need to start to elaborate it. It's not only in base of, okay, how are you, how you feel. Okay, I live here in Manhattan, but we need to look in the background. Where are you from, that person? Even so that person is go for depression, even so that person is go for repair for another thing. Remember, the person go for one topic and the person have another thing. Okay, the person is not go for immigrant problem, but is the person is anxiety in the background with that situation that we are facing now? This is one question that we need to look in the intake. I saw now. We need
Okay.
to keep in mind.
Okay, can you stop the sharing so that we can see everybody? We have the discussions all together for all of us. Evelin Mateo, please. All right. So, okay, so you cannot recommend one thing, but you need, I believe so. You have to have an intake. You have to know the person, what exactly the person's want, so that you can recommend that person, because that person can come to you like finding legal advice, but what happened is that he needs food, for example, and you do need to connect him to a website that, or he can go to ChatGPT or DeepSeek or Llama or Copilot or Grok, all of those beautiful AI chat that exist, and then finds where is close to me the food bank and things like that. So what you recommend, you need to know the person, because the person most likely, because it's immigrant, not necessarily know everything, or he's not legally complete, or is something there, and he's not gonna speak to you directly what's going on, what's happening. So I believe so. That's a good point.
Yeah. Thank you, Evelyn.
All right. So Alison, Nicole.
I don't have questions, just a commentary. I think I found this presentation very relatable and heartfelt. It really explains that immigrants through and how artificial intelligence can help, but also sometimes makes things harder. And I like that it doesn't idealize anything, but shows both sides honestly. And thank you. I like the presentation.
I love it. So I like it. So like if I wanna go be an immigrant in Europe, I wanna become a digital nomad, probably most likely. Instead of spending only 90 days, I would like to spend 6 months or a year. as an immigrant, and these presentations open up a lot of things that I can do from now on. I know that you can search in terms of the visa components, the specific permits that you can do, even bank accounts that you can do from the beginning here, and using AI. And then when you're there, you can also get an information in terms of renting, in terms of housing, professional organization and associations that you can go and get that. So because what you said is not only immigrant here in the United States, but it's immigrants everywhere you go. And also your country has a lot of immigrants. This is like a very united kind of nations and states all over the place. But according to your experience, who are the people that you have most looking for help right now as an immigrants? Are
Spanish.
Hispanic speaking from one
Hispanic
country?
speaking, yeah, Hispanic is looking because it's not only for in general. Spanish looking more for help.
Any country specifically, Venezuela, Colombia, Haiti, Cuba, that you have experience of that we need to know?
Yeah, they look at. I saw Mexican and looking more. There is a lot of more for Mexican here, but in this time there is for different places. It's not like they feel like because, for example, here in Junker there is a place that the housing is only for Chinese people. There is a housing that you can find more immigrant for Hindu, or you can find another housing that is more people for one background. It's not like when I coming in the beginning that it's more African and Hispanic people looking for housing or looking for food stand. You find now Chinese, you find now Arabian, you find out now for different country looking for support. It's not like before. When I come here, you're looking more Hispanic and Mexican people in most the time, but you find out now different country.
Oh, very interesting.
They don't feel affair now. You see from different countries, Arabic, you say, oh my God, Arabic is looking hell, Hindu is looking hell. But oh my God, I was surprised seeing from Venice.
Oh, interesting. All right, Zain Hemeda, do you have any questions or comments?
Yes, good morning, everyone. Well, I mean, this presentation really hit home because I come from an immigrant family. Both of my parents were not born here, and I remember having to go through elementary school and help them study for the citizenship exam and help them how to translate things all the time and all this mail and government stuff that I would have to do for them. And I think to myself, if this was present back then, even I, as a child that just has access to the internet, could have maneuvered this a lot. It wouldn't have been as stressful, and I don't think it would have made my parents feel as pitiful because that's what a lot of these exams and pointless little how many stars are there in the American flag, like make you feel. And so I really, really appreciated the thought that you put into this. And my question to you is, when do you think in this context, when you're the therapist, you're talking to someone that's been through the immigration status and all of that, when do you think is the most appropriate time through the therapeutic process and or alliance to implement the AI?
The AI, oh, we can say when we are doing the intake, we need to look in what the person is needing. What is during the intake, what is the skill, what the person feel more needed, because we need to make the map for that person, for education, for the job, for the skill that person had, the skill, reinforce the area where the person, we can say, okay, how do you feel using the computer? Or you can make a question. I go to make question. I don't know if you feel good to respond to me, but I want to help you in the best I can. I would like that you can answer the question I go to make to you. And if you make that question in any point, or sometimes when you have the question during your intake, when the person is talking, you make another question down if for the person is responding to you, and you look in the best moment for introduce that part if I is needed, because all of the clients are the same.
All right. So
Thank
fantastic presentations by Evelin Mateo about the immigrants, AI, and the psychology of emotions. When you're not part of this country, AI will help you out to get a lot of information. So everything that we couldn't have at the moment when we came to this country, where AI didn't exist, the social media didn't exist. It was very difficult to to have or to know everything at a specific time. You need to become a case manager. So I mean, case manager, most likely social worker, in the way we see it in many city states will disappear. Evelyn, like the case management, so that we can go and be our own case management, our own assistant, our own social worker, probably most likely.
No,
You don't want to
no,
leave your job.
no,
You're not gonna give
no.
your job for nobody.
We go to assist all the time. Remember, ChatGPT, any platform cannot do anything. We do not say anything what to do. They cannot adivinate ourselves. If not say, okay, ChatGPT looking for that. ChatGPT do not go to do look like that. Even so, when the person feel overwhelmed, the person cannot thinking, what can I looking over there? They need our help for looking what they need to thinking about that. They need our help. Believe me, ChatGPT cannot say, oh, you're looking for that? No. When
Okay,
the
so
person feels very sad, very tough, the person cannot thinking. They need another person. And if the person cannot tell you, say, okay, because feel stuck. ChatGPT cannot call me outside and say, okay, I go to no. They need our help. They need somebody, the work. Even so, with the person, so the computer, they need to feel that somebody is in touch with that person. The machine cannot do everything for that.
okay, so that's clear. We still gonna be needed. We human.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. So thank you very much, Evelin Mateo, for your amazing presentation. Evelin Mateo presented the psychology of vertigo a couple of months ago, and now she's bringing AI and the psychology of emotions and immigrants in the United States or wherever you are. I want to thank Alison, Nicole Pozo Cervantes for being here, Kari Marie Uzum, and Saib Gemera. And I'll see you next week on Tuesday at 8 a.m. with another research of CURA100 podcast. See you, and thank you very much for being here, and thank you very much for these amazing presentations, Evelin Mateo. Bye-bye. Adios. Au revoir. Ciao. Auf Wiedersehen.